Hello neighbors, it's Crazy Double D with HD Gaming Live, and I'm here to talk about my top 10 games that I played in 2015. Well, which released in 2015, and I don't mess around, so let's get into it. Number 10, Gems of War. Gems of War, what? Yes, this free-to-play game that looks like a Candy Crush clone is in my top 10 list. When you finally get into the game and are out of the awful tutorial and figure out what's going on, you will see why it's in my top 10. This is a deck building match 3 game. You choose your cards, which are each assigned to an element like fire, earth, water, etc. Each card has a special ability that is able to be used when you field or meter by matching 3 or more elements on the board. Tons of PvE matches, and there's some PvP battles that I don't get into, but there's daily and weekly challenges and events that'll keep you going for a while. Number 9, Dragon Fin Soup. Dragon Fin Soup is a classic style dynamic turn-based roguelike game. The story will adequately teach you the game mechanics and basics, but the endless mode is where the fun comes into play. With the completely randomized level designs and layouts, along with them being littered with enemies and loot, you will find out that each playthrough is dramatically different and will always inevitably crush your feels when you get a surprise death and you lose everything that you've earned. Number 8, Helldivers. Helldivers is a top-down shooter that looks and feels like it could be based in the Starship Troopers universe. Beam down from your ship to different worlds and decimate the bug-like enemies, all with your buddies. But be careful, friendly fire is always on. Although it can be frustrating, it's laugh-out-loud funny when you accidentally call in a supply drop on your friend's head. Number 7, Hand of Fate. Hand of Fate is another twist on the deck building genre that I love so much. You choose your cards that are then randomly shuffled into a deck that the Dungeon Master will lay out. You move across the game board, taking whatever card is turned over. It can be a merchant, mazes, or a battle with enemies. The twist comes when you are then taken to a small battlefield where you will take control of your card and play out the event live. Your survival is now based on your fighting skills rather than a roll of dice. Number 6, Project Cars. What can I say? Project Cars is what I never got from Forza. I like to put it this way, Forza got everything right but the racing. Project Cars got everything wrong but the racing. In my first 50 hours of Project Cars, I got in more races than in my 300 plus hours with Forza. The AI competition is damn near perfect and react to you like a real world counterpart would. Ride a guy's bumper for a few turns and they will start to feel the pressure and possibly take a turn too wide or let you by. Sim racing has never been better on console, and I emphasize the racing. Outside of the race, there isn't much to the rest of the game. Number 5, Payday 2. Payday 2, the perfect heist game, especially if you're a fan of the movie Heat. Get together with your friends, choose your loadouts, and secure an area as long as you can before the police are notified and come guns blazing. Get all the loot. Number 4, Phantom Pain. Kojima is life. I jumped on this one later than most did. My experience with Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes was horrible. I didn't like pretty much everything about the game. Sneaking, cover system, shooting, mission types, everything. I hated it. But after a constant barrage of fellow gamers saying, buy the game, buy it, I finally caved and snagged it. What? I was beyond impressed at how good it was. The story itself was so good that after Chapter 1, I felt like the game had fulfilled its story quota for me. At some point, you must give it a try. Thank you, Kojima, and hashtag fuck Konami. Number 3, Dying Light. Dying Light is the perfect zombie killing game. With its wide array of weaponry and ways to dominate a zombie, especially with friends, makes this a great game to pick up and play for 10 minutes or 4 hours at a time. Killing a Zed hasn't felt this satisfying since Dead Island. The story is a bit weird and uninteresting, but the gameplay is enough to keep you going for a while. Not to mention the awesome free running controls. Number 2, Fallout 4. Nothing new when it comes to Fallout gameplay. Slightly different leveling system and a better buddy system is enough to snag me. But couple that with new weaponsmithing and an awesome base building factor, forget about it. It's a better, tighter Fallout with nothing but improvements. Buy it. Number 1, Mad Max. Oh my, dude, Mad Max. The game came out of nowhere and grabbed me like a leviathan from the deep. A wasteland of a world that you make your way through in a vehicle you build. You acquire new parts for the car, such as suspension, tires, body armor, even different body styles, and take on the big bad guys. As Max, you can get out of the car for some hand-to-hand combat, and on-foot exploration of raider camps for collectibles and scrap. Get all the scrap! I can and have played this game for hours due to the insane car-to-car battles, explosions, finding loot, taking amazing pictures in photo mode, building up bases, racing other wastelanders, and doing various side quests for all the flavorful locale. I will always recommend this, and is one of my favorite games of all time. However, we have an issue. Not with the game, but with the developers, Avalanche Studios. Yes, the same Avalanche Studios that recently released Just Cause 3. Their mainstay and go-to title. Undeniably a bigger game with the mass public than Mad Max. Mad Max is now getting ignored for the sake of Just Cause 3, a game I didn't buy. Please, Avalanche, I beg you, put out some Mad Max DLC and let me throw money at you. Well, what'd you think, neighbors? Was that what kind of a top 10 did you think I would have? That is a pretty diverse top 10, I think. And could you have guessed Mad Max number 1? I don't know. What about a free-to-play Gems of War? Frozen almost made the list. Same with Ziggurat. Shout out to that game too. But keep it real. Stay tuned. We got some fun things coming for the future. Laters.